Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, and my friends, I am here with potentially bad news for you on the Street Fighter 6 front, in that it appears Street Fighter 6 may be launching later than the majority of the community expected. So if you're unaware, most of us, we were thinking February or March. Why? Because that's Capcom's fiscal end of the year. This is stuff for like investors and all that, right? And Capcom has a long history of releasing games in the February-March window, even specifically for fighting games. Street Fighter 4, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Street Fighter vs. Tekken, and Street Fighter 5 all in the February-March window. And then we felt extra good about it here because Capcom pushed this out to investors, their strategies leading to their fiscal end of year 2023. And wouldn't you know it, one of the highlights here is the plan and focus on releasing multiple major new titles before fiscal end of year 2023. That'd be April 1st, basically. So between the usual trend they tend to put out and them directly telling investors, yo, we're going to have multiple major titles before fiscal end of year. And like we knew, yeah, Resident Evil 4 remake, sure. Like it seemed like a sure deal. But now in a latest investor statement, things are perhaps a little less clear on that. So what you're seeing here is the full statement. It's a bunch of jargon. If you care about investing stuff, I guess that matters, but I know most of you don't. So let's cut to the chase of where this matters. Basically saying, okay, yeah, money is down right now. Things haven't been doing good as well recently, but, and this is the quote here, going forward, the company will work to achieve full year guidance through measures such as the release of a major new title in the second half of the fiscal year. And that's a major new title, not multiple new titles like the previous investor statements were saying. And when it comes to major new releases in the time frame we're talking about here, their fiscal year end, once again, April 1st, 2023, there's only one spot open and it's spoken for, and that's the Resident Evil 4 remake coming out March the 24th. Maybe Street Fighter isn't as big as Resident Evil is, but surely it would count as a major title, right? And the fact that they have changed the wording on it for multiple releases to just a singular release says Resident Evil 4 is the only big show in town between now and April. Now, nothing's locked in forever, right? Things are always subject to change. Hell, the statements themselves have changed, right? But it looks like that's kind of it for Street Fighter. So that February-March window that we were looking at, potentially Street Fighter 6 is indeed slipping past that. Now, due to the way the fiscal year works, like it could technically release later in April, I guess. But the initial window we all hope for looks like it's just not making it as it currently stands. Street Fighter 6's development is pretty far along, actually further along than some people might think. But obviously things are subject to change. We had the beta. There could be new changes or plans from whenever they had the beta. There was the unfortunateness with the PC crack. What was once shall forever be, I guess, because the old sins of the past of the Street Fighter 5 PC beta being broken wide open has happened exactly again, and that might factor in some of the plans. The only thing I could really say is if it is missing the February-March window, it would absolutely kind of have to launch before EVO in 2023. EVO is basically, on top of being a big tournament, all that, it is basically going to be a giant marketing event for Street Fighter 6. Like, the competition is great and all, but like a big part of it is to help sell copies of the game, right? So we would definitely have to assume it would be out before EVO is good to go. But that's the news as it stands, friends. So it is unfortunate, but you got to keep the investors updated, and we get updated through these investor updates. That's why we were so confident in the previous February to March window, because they told investors to expect multiple releases by the end of the fiscal year, and there wasn't exactly a lot besides Resident Evil and Street Fighter to hit before the fiscal end of year. The one upside I can give to all this is it seemed likely before, but now I feel it's basically guaranteed, and that is an open beta for everyone to play the game. Because if it is releasing later, the marketing engine doesn't get to take a rest or anything like that, right? So if you want to keep that hype up, you got to get everyone's hands on the game, especially if it's coming later than we all thought. So an open beta to me is now just a given. It's a matter of when. And hopefully, for everyone's benefit, maybe sooner rather than later. That all said, my friends, though, that's the end of the video now. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm disappointed in myself. I'm not going to lie, right? and I'm sure a lot of you are, so maybe we can help each other through it together. But other than that, well, hey, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Street Fighter eventually whenever it comes out.